I'm Helen Pritchard from helenpritchardonline.com. Probably most famous for LinkedIn training, coaching and masterminds. And I wanted to talk today a little bit about how LinkedIn is absolutely working a charm for fit pros. So for those who've seen some of my stuff recently, I've really kind of been working with a variety of fit pros or fitness professionals or PTs or whatever you want to call them. Through a couple of contacts that I've worked with hundreds of them now, all great people, guys and girls, you know, they're all doing some absolutely amazing work, all very, very different, which is quite exciting and quite interesting. And I've worked with people who do face-to-face stuff, people who want to do retreats, people who want to do online, or people who are already online and want to grow their online, people who want to do corporate wellness, ongoing stuff. So the whole kind of range, I've really been quite deep into that world, and it's really, really exciting. And I want to just talk a little bit about why LinkedIn training and coaching masterminds work so well for fit pros. So I think the main thing for me is that they totally get the concept. So the thing is, when you work with a fit pro, the system's quite straightforward. So they're going to pretty much, you know, understand who you are, tell you, they're the experts, they will tell you pretty much what you need to do to get you where you need to go. They will, you know, tell you what to eat, tell you what to do, how to move your body, really they'll make it very targeted for your specific goals. So like if you say you're, I don't know, a mom who's 3 stone overweight, wants to lose a couple of stone for, you know, in the next 6 months, it's very different to a guy who wants to understand how to build his body for, you know, a muscle, you know, build muscle for competitions. And again, I don't know, like a teenager who wants to do triathlons, just that when they're training people, it's the person that presents in front of them that they'll give a specific kind of bespoke plan for. So they will tell them what to eat and tell them how to move their body. They will then support them and they will hold them accountable for doing what they need to do. And they know that if the person does the things they tell them to do, they will get the results. And they know that because they're the expert in it and they've done it over and over again and they've got the results and they've seen the results. And they also know that if the person in front of them doesn't do what they tell them to do, they're not going to get the results, and they've probably heard every excuse under the sun, right? So if you're a fit pro listening to this, you probably heard this. You know, everyone's really excited at the beginning. They're like, yeah, this is it. I'm finally going to, you know, get the results that I need. All I need to do is ABC. I'm going to do it. And they do it. And then they start to lose a bit of momentum, start to make excuses, life gets in the way or whatever. And then they don't achieve the goals. And it's nothing to do with the fit pro. It's just the person's made a choice to not do the things they've been asked to do. And it's very similar with training and coaching, right? Because I am an expert, if you like, in LinkedIn. I mean, other people call me that. I don't particularly call myself that. I know what works on LinkedIn because it's worked for me. I built an agency using LinkedIn to get leads for my digital agency for 10 years. And I've helped hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people do the same for their own businesses. And again, my clients are very, very different. So like it could be, I don't know, a florist who wants to get more weddings, or it could be a £10,000 coaching package coach who wants to get, you know, another 50 clients. You know, it could be a corporate person who wants to get lots of leads for their business. It could lead to millions of pounds. It could be someone in Australia who wants to coach people in the UK. And, you know, there's just a million different clients that I've seen presented in front of me. And again, my system, if you like, is based on, you know, a really simple kind of system that if you follow the steps, it's going to work. I have to give a bespoke advice to that person. So it's very similar in that way to coaching. So when I work with a fit pro and they come to me and they say, this is where I'm at now, Helen, and this is where I want to go. And then I can give them my kind of plan and my method and my system, whatever you want to call it, but make sure it fits with their exact goals. And it's very, very simple. They need to do A, B, C, you know, D, E, F. It's very simple steps. So they understand the whole concept. They buy into the concept of, right, okay, well, if I do X, I'm going to get Y. And I know this because other people have done X and got Y. But they also know that if they do the consistent daily activities that I tell them to do, then they will get the results that they need. And they also know that if they don't do them, and they make excuses, or life gets in the way, or they go off with some shiny new thing and download another course or do another thing, or focus on Facebook or focus on Instagram or something, because the going's got a little bit tough with LinkedIn in that they're doing it every day, maybe getting to that point where they're sort of getting some results, but not quite, they're just that 5 foot from gold. They need to keep consistently showing up and doing the do. And when they do it, they get the results. So it's almost like a really similar coaching relationship, and they understand to get the results they need to do the work. So with my stuff, it's not a lot of work. It's 20 minutes a day, if that, 20, 30 minutes a day. If you really want to push it, it's a bit like going, a bit like exercise. You do 20, 30 minutes a day, you're going to get some results. It's not about doing 5 hours on a Saturday and then forgetting about it the rest of the week. So they really understand the psychology of paying an expert to help them get a result, but then taking the advice and actually implementing the advice. And they really appreciate that accountability thing because they know that's what works for their clients as well. So I've got some mega good success stories. Really recently, I did some ongoing coaching with a Fit Pro who wanted to get high-end clients in the city, in London, paying big packages, busy people, get big results. And I think I did work with him for 5 months or something like that. And in the end, he messaged me and said, Helen, I just don't need, I've got so many leads. I'm like literally inundated with leads. I've got more leads than I could ever handle. I've had to hire a VA to help me process all my leads. I've got like a waiting list of people. I've put in content out and I got on a plane to America, posted a bit of content that we talked about in one of our coaching sessions, why don't you do this? And he did that, got on a plane to America, and by the time he got off the other end, he'd had 500,000 views on it, and he just had a long list of people saying, here's my data, here's my information, sort of, I'm definitely interested in what it is that you've got. And so he just used LinkedIn really effectively, from not using it at all, to building his audience, building his list, getting his leads, converting his leads. He's really smashed it, so he doesn't need me anymore. So that's great. It's a good reason to get fired, I guess. And then more recently, I just worked with a couple of guys who referred to me by their sort of mentor, if you like. And I know one of them went off after just having one session with me, which is incredible, really. And he's landed a 16 grand contract. He wants to do some corporate wellness. So that's just amazing. The return on the investment is great. But it's the guys, it's the Fit Pro guys and girls. One of my female clients did some work with me and literally got a new client, within a few days. LinkedIn's just this amazing untapped resource for all businesses, but definitely for Fit Pros because there's 432 million people, right? If you know that your target audience is stressed out execs, you can target execs. If you know your audience is, men and women in a specific geographical area, you can target that. If you know it's corporate that you want to get, then you can target HR and corporate wellness directors and all that kind of stuff. It's really simple once you do the work. So the work with me is all about ideal client avatar. I mean, that's the front and center core of everything that I do. Ideal client avatar work, understanding your value, joy, profit triangle. Again, you'll have seen that probably if you've seen any of my stuff. Working out what it is that you're going to sell, why that's important for you to sell it, what outcomes are going to be if you sell 10 of these or 20 of these, whatever it might be, to hit your targets, who's going to buy them, and then setting up your LinkedIn to really hand pick. It's the only platform in the world where you can hand pick the exact people you want in your audience. It's not about standing up there and saying, on Facebook and saying, I'm starting this group and I'm this kind of person. You will attract people to you, of course. Facebook's fantastic. But LinkedIn is about handpicking one by one the exact people that you want to bring in. So whether they're potential clients or potential influencers or, people that could help you get to where you need to go, you can be very specific and build your audience strategically. And that's kind of like an opt-in, in a world of GDPR, people are opting in to see your stuff. Connect on LinkedIn. When you put content out, people will see it, but the right people will see it. You write your profile so it talks to those people. So when people see your headline, it's going to resonate with them, specifically them, and they come to your profile. I've been in internet marketing a long time. If I could have said 10 years ago, I guarantee you're going to get 30, 40, 50 ideal people looking at your landing page every single day for free, people would have been like, what? That's amazing. Like, where do I sign up? How much is it going to cost me? But that's basically what you can do with LinkedIn. It's just huge. It's a huge, massive, untapped potential just for every business, not just for Fit Pros. But I just think Fit Pros are really interesting because of those similarities in the way of understanding how to coach people and how to receive coaching, I guess, and implement it and get the results. But it's just huge. It's like, I absolutely love it, obviously, as you can tell. I'm totally obsessed with it. A lot of the stuff that I teach about LinkedIn is totally not the kind of norm or the official line or stance on it. And that's okay. You know, I'm not here to convince people that my way is the only way, because it's definitely not. But I just know that my way works. And when you understand the method, you know, when you're part of a mastermind with me and you have time for me to understand, you know, each of those kind of elements of my method, and there is a method to the madness. What might seem originally like, I don't understand, why would you do it like that when everyone else says it, do it this way? But when you spend time with me or with my groups, I can really explain in a bit more depth about the reasoning behind that. So that's really, really powerful. It's not just about do X, Y, Z. It's about why do we do X, Y, Z, and how's that going to work? And also with LinkedIn, it doesn't matter if you completely change your business tomorrow. If you decide, I don't want to be a fit pro tomorrow, I want to be an accountant or whatever, you can do that. You can start again. New ideal client avatar, new profile, new headline, new content, new engagement, so a new audience. See, I just love it. Who knew that something so, what everyone thinks is so boring would be so exciting to me? But yeah, I just absolutely love it. So if anybody wants any more information, obviously, about some of the work that I've done, if anyone wants to speak to any of the people I've worked with or testimonials, if you go on my LinkedIn, so linkedin.com/in/Helen Pritchard, you'll see my profile on there, and you can see all my testimonials, all my recommendations. You can find me on Facebook, Helen Pritchard Online. You can find me on my own personal Facebook, Helen Pritchard. You can find me on LinkedIn, obviously, and I sometimes hang out on Twitter and Instagram, but not too much. So if you want any more information at all, or you want to have a look at some of the groups that I've got or some of the products that I've got, because I do one-on-one strategy calls, although I'm doing less of those all the time, so obviously they take up quite a bit of my time. But I have a mastermind that launches 3 times a year, and I also have some do-it-yourself kind of resources and courses and freebies and that kind of thing. So sorry for carrying on so much, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about Fit Pros and LinkedIn and how well they've been taking my advice and running with it, really, and getting some fantastic results. So thanks a lot. Bye.